Welcome to the mysterious temple
and richest temple.
and many unsolved mysteries.
Located in the Tirumala in Andhra Pradesh lies a temple that is not only an ancient one but has so many unsolved mysteries that even science has not proved it yet. This is Tirupati Balaji Temple. Friends, if you really have faith in Swami Venkateshwara, then you should know all about this temple and all the mythological facts that are associated with this temple. We've sourced ancient texts, modern articles and talked with the priests to bring you all the little known facts about the Tirupati Balaji temple. This ancient temple is dedicated to Lord Venkateshwara, who is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. His idol is placed in the main shrine, known as Ananda Nilayam. People say the idol of Lord Venkateshwara at Tirumala wasn't sculpted by any artisan. It manifested on its own. Devotees believe Lord Vishnu himself resides in this form, making Tirupati the Vaikuntha of earth. But how is that possible? According to the temple priests, the back of the idol is always damp, and sometimes droplets of sweat appear on its forehead and back, even though fans run constantly to keep the air cool. But how can a stone idol sweat? Well, you will be surprised to know that there's a lamp inside the temple that has been burning for centuries now. The most astonishing fact is, this lamp is burning without any oil. But who lit the lamps in Tirupati's sanctum and when? No one knows. Okay, one interesting thing here is that if you see the temple, there is no presence of the ocean nearby. But temple priests say that they hear the sound of waves every single time. What is the mystery behind this? There's another thing that makes you thoughtful. The temple's wealth. Yes, the temple's wealth exceeds rupees 2.5 lakh crores, which is approximately $30 billion, holding over 10.25 tons of gold and substantial fixed deposits. But why does the world's richest temple still connect donations? What are the secrets behind these? Well, if you visit this temple, you will see a tradition of shaving heads and offering their hair to Lord Venkateshwara. But why do millions shave their heads at Tirupati? What is the reason behind this tradition? Besides, there is also another mystery. It is said that all ritual items for the invocation of Lord Venkateshwara come 25 kilometers away from a secret village. However, there is a strong restriction on visiting that village, and no one knows who brought those items to the temple. And every day, over 3 lakh special laddus are made here for the devotees, not by machines, but by the temple cooks following a secret recipe. So friends, let's start this mysterious adventure. Friends, it is said that Lord Vishnu descended to the earth, assumed the form of Srinivasa and married Princess Padmavati, remaining here for the Kali Yuga to offer salvation. But why did Lord Vishnu descend to the earth to marry Princess Padmavati? Well, there's a story about a battle between Adishesh, who was Vishnu's serpent, and Vayu, the wind god. Adishesh wrapped around a hill, and Vayu tried to blow it away. The hill moved and became the mountains we see today, including Venkatadri, where the Tirupati temple stands. According to the Varaha Purana, before Venkateshwara, there was Adi Varaha. It is believed that Adi Varaha manifested himself on the western bank of the Swami Pushkarini, the temple tank, before Venkateshwara even arrived. Once Bhrigu made his way to Vaikuntha. There, Vishnu lay in peaceful slumber, his head resting in the lap of his consort, goddess Lakshmi. Bhrigu, determined to provoke a reaction, walked forward and struck Vishnu hard on the chest with his foot. Vishnu awoke, not in anger, but with concern and compassion. He rose swiftly and took Bhrigu's foot in his hands and massaged it gently. Vishnu said, "I hope your foot was not hurt by my hard chest. Please forgive me for not welcoming you properly." Bhrigu was moved to tears. He thought that here was true greatness, not in power or pride, but in humility and love. He bowed deeply to Vishnu. declaring him the noblest of the gods. But not everyone was pleased. Lakshmi, who dwelt in Vishnu's heart and on his chest, was deeply hurt. The place where Bhrigu's foot had struck was her sacred abode. She saw Vishnu's forbearance not as strength but as a slight against her honor. Wounded, Lakshmi left Vaikuntha, departing from Vishnu's side and descending to earth, and meditated at Kolkapur. Thus began a new chapter. Lord Vishnu, in need of his beloved, left his heavenly home to seek her across the mortal world. After a long search, Vishnu became frustrated for not finding Lakshmi, and he ended up chilling in an anthill under a tamarind tree on Venkatadri, next to the Pushkarini water. Brahma and Shiva felt bad for him and decided to help out by becoming a cow and a calf. The sun god told Lakshmi about this plan and asked her to sell the cow and calf to a Chola king, disguised as a regular cowherder. The king bought them and sent them to graze on Venkat Hill, and the cow secretly emptied her milk into the anthill every day to feed Vishnu. The queen noticed the cow wasn't giving milk like it should and got mad at the cowherd. He got curious and followed the cow, only to find her pouring milk into the anthill. In anger, the cowherd tried to hit the cow with an axe, but accidentally it hit Vishnu, who came out of the anthill to protect her. The cowherd dropped dead right there, and the cow ran back to the king, covered in blood. The king rushed to the anthill and found the dead cowherd. Vishnu then appeared and cursed the king to become a demon because of what his servant did. But because the king was innocent, Vishnu said that the curse would end when he received a crown from the Akasha Raja during his marriage to Padmavati. And as a reward, the spirit of that cowherd and his family gets the honor of opening the main doors to the temple. Years afterwards, on earth, the Chola king was reborn as Akasha Raja. He was a good ruler, but was sad because he didn't have any children. One day, while he was ploughing his fields during a sacred ritual, he found a baby girl lying in a lotus flower. He named her Alamel Mangai, which means lady born in lotus petals, and adopted her as his daughter. She was Padmavati. As Princess Padmavati grew up, she became very beautiful. One day, the celestial sage Narad visited her and read her palm. He told her that she was destined to marry Lord Vishnu himself. At the same time, Lord Vishnu was born again as Srinivasa, the son of an elderly saintly woman named Vakula Malika Devi. Interestingly, Vakula Devi was actually Yashoda in her previous life. But one fateful day, Srinivasa chases a wild elephant that wandered into the gardens where Padmavati and her friends were playing. The wild elephant caused a commotion, but Srinivasa bravely chased it away and caught the princess's eye. In that moment, a sense of love was felt between them. When Srinivasa returned home, he told his mother Vakula Devi about the enchanting princess he had met. He also reminded her of her past life as Yashoda. Vakula Devi was delighted and approached King Akash Raja and Dharani Devi with a proposal for their marriage. Vakula then told the king who Srinivasa really was, and the king happily agreed to the wedding. It's even said that Srinivasa borrowed a ton of money from Kuber, the god of wealth, to pay for the huge wedding, and promised to repay it by the end of Kali Yuga with the help of his devotees. The wedding was a celestial spectacle, uniting Srinivasa and Padmavati in a bond blessed by the gods and sages. The news of the union reached Lakshmi in her celestial form. Disbelieving, she journeyed to earth and confronted her husband and Padmavati. The meeting was tense, but at that moment, Lord Srinivasa revealed his true divine form. As the two goddesses stood before him, it is said that the Lord transformed into a stone statue. Brahma and Shiva appeared, explaining that the Lord's incarnation and marriage were to protect humanity during the turbulent times of Kali Yuga. Understanding the cosmic purpose, both the goddesses chose to remain with Srinivasa, merging into his divine presence. Lakshmi on his left, Padmavati on his right. And from then on, Srinivasa became known as Venkateshwara, the guardian deity of Tirumala, eternally watching over his devotees. And to this day, the faithful offer their prayers and donations, helping their Lord repay the ancient debt and seeking his blessings for peace and prosperity. And so, dear friends, as the divine drama unfolded and Lord Srinivasa stood in eternal stillness atop the sacred hills of Tirumala, his presence transformed the land into a realm of devotion and miracles. Beyond the divine legends lies another story, a tale of kings, dynasties, and devotion. It is about the construction history. Why was this Tirupati Balaji temple constructed, and by whom? Friends, the earliest construction of the temple is believed to have begun around 300 AD, with significant contributions and expansions made by successive South Indian dynasties, including the Pallavas, the Cholas, and the Vijayanagar Empire. According to legend, King Thondaiman, the ruler of the Thondaman dynasty, was instructed by Lord Vishnu in a dream to build the temple. He initiated the construction of the temple's main complex. Over centuries, many rulers, including the Pallava queen Samval, the Chola kings, and the Vijayanagar emperor Raja Krishnadev Rai, made substantial donations and enhancements to the temple. In the 18th century, Maratha general Raghoji I Bhosle established a permanent administrative body, leading to the formation of the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams, that is TTD, in 1933, which manages the temple today. And now, dear friends, as we walk past the sounds of the ancient kingdoms and the sacred footsteps of the kings and emperors, it's time to introduce you to something far more interesting. How, you may ask, can a lifeless stone idol sweat? Well, priests say that the back of the idol is always damp, and sometimes droplets of sweat appear on its forehead and back, even though the fans run constantly to keep the air cool. Scientists have tried to find out the real cause of these incidents, but they have not found any firm cause for this. So, now it's time to take you a few gentle steps forward. If you listen closely behind the idol, you'll hear the sound of sea waves, even though the nearest coast is miles away. Temple priests say that this consistent sound becomes more intense at an early hour in the morning or late at night. According to the Hindu mythology, Lord Vishnu is sitting on Adi Sheshnag on Kshir Sagar, and many devotees believe that these sounds are a divine link to his heavenly home. But scientists have given some clarification on this. They said that it may be the reason for the temple's granite walls that creates an echoing effect that produces sounds like waves. Or maybe this sound comes from the hidden water streams under the temple that are producing low-frequency sound. So, from the whispers of the waves behind the idol, we now step into a space filled with silent devotion and transformation. A place where heads are bowed, not just in prayer, but for a timeless tradition. Why do millions shave their heads at Tirupati? What is the reason behind this tradition? Friends, this tradition began when Neela Devi, a celestial maiden, offered her own hair to cover a wound on Lord Venkateshwara's head. Since then, devotees donate their hair as a symbol of surrender and gratitude. Today, Tirupati's hair donation is the largest in the world, with tons of hair auctioned globally, funding charity and temple upkeep, fulfilling both spiritual and practical needs. So friends, we've journeyed through divine mysteries, ancient legends, and sacred traditions that make the Tirupati Balaji temple one of the most extraordinary places on the earth. So, if you ever find yourself in Andhra Pradesh, don't miss the chance to witness these miracles with your own eyes. And if you really liked a small effort to present these facts to millions of devotees, then show your love by liking, sharing and subscribing to this channel. It means a lot to us. Until next time, Keep exploring, stay curious, and may the blessings of Lord Venkateshwara be with you always.